Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another X-Men Evolution reaction for you guys. This is Season 3, Episode 3, titled Mainstream. Now, last week's episode ended on a good note. Well, kind of, because it seems that the President and the government have exonerated the X-Men only, really the X-Men, not the Brotherhood or whatever, but the X-Men specifically on being basically chased after by the cops, FBI, CIA, all that kind of stuff, because they're seen as good guys, because they prove that by going after Juggernaut and showing how they're actually helping save people and all that kind of stuff. Of course, you had Storm and Beast there in some sort of capital or whatever, some sort of room with a bunch of other, high-ranking people within the government, explaining that they are not these, monsters and all this kind of stuff that was, they were being accused of. So this is clearly not done. Okay, this just means right now they're not being chased after by the feds. They're not being chased after by cops. It doesn't mean that their lives are going to go back to normal now, okay? Everything has now shifted, everything has changed, and everybody who isn't an X-Men member or a part of the exonerated group, they're still on the run. Magneto and them, Mystique and them, they're still out on the run because they are bad. They're not, not in trouble anymore, you know what I'm saying? So I love the fact that the show's completely shifted now. I love the fact that now there is so much stakes now in terms of what could occur, because now it's out there. Mutants are a thing. It is now widely known now. So it's kind of crazy how much the show has changed. But I love it. I really do. So let's dive into that, guys. Can't even talk today. But anyways, let's jump into it now. Mainstream, season 3, episode 3. Let's go. Oh, they're mutants.
Let's chase them off before they trip an alarm.
I don't think they're the Brotherhood. Wow. Okay.
Who are you?
Are they wearing masks? Maybe. Yeah, they're wearing masks. It's just they're like. Oh wait, never mind.
I don't believe this.
I bet to say I saw that graffiti. Okay, this makes sense.
You're all freaks! Yeah! Beeville doesn't want you!
Rebuilding. Oh, what?
First rain, now Jubilee.
After all, I promised them their children would be safe here. Obviously, that hasn't been
That
the case.
sucks. That
This
sucks.
is my fault.
Attention everyone. The younger students are scheduled for breakfast first. The rest, please meet me in sublevel 7.
The school board has agreed to let you all.
Oh, like a little meeting room. Cool.
Provided no one uses their powers.
I'm afraid to go back there.
I wouldn't want to go
We
back.
don't fit in anymore.
Exactly.
It won't be easy at first, Kitty. Despite what they call us, we are people. It's time.
Exactly. Not monsters.
You know, if they don't like us, that's their problem.
Evan,
The only pictures they have of you are blue and furry.
Yeah.
That means no one has made the connection. It's
Uh-oh.
me.
Yet. They will, Kurt.
Okay,
Oh boy. Oh boy. Shh. Quiet.
Go home!
He's gonna ruin it for everybody, dude. Dude.
Keep your cool.
Oh, now she doesn't like him anymore. Stupid.
Willing to overlook your problem completely.
Problem. Ooh.
Besides,
She's done with
really
you.
Put your mind-reading powers to good use.
we are so through.
Mm-hmm. And pulling Scott with her.
I didn't mean to put you in the middle of that.
No, it's fine.
Hey, what are friends for?
Oh.
Thanks.
Who's that? Oh shit.
Here, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
He's an idiot too. They're all idiots. So many idiots on the show.
Come here, kitty.
I'm so angry.
That kitty?
No.
hello, boys.
Principal Kelly.
If you do come, I'm certain you won't be bothered by anyone. In fact, I think they're all afraid of you.
Oh, yeah?
What are you doing? What's going on?
Nothing.
He's pretending he's not a
Nothing.
mutant.
Everything is absolutely fine.
You mean no one knows?
Hey,
No one knows. Hey, hey, hey!
What about standing by your friends?
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure you use your powers, Summers, because then it's bye-bye, baby, bye for you.
Dude, don't do it. Don't you dare. You'll kill him.
As much as I'd love to. You're not worth it.
Hey, look at me. Cool.
Oh, this is bad.
I don't need any powers to handle punks like you.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
these losers, 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 just might be worth getting expelled. Here you go. They're gone. 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 Here you go. They
Thanks. Can you, like, read my mind?
Yeah, like I could find it.
That was perfect.
Hey.
Used to be? Thanks, Kurt.
Oh, hello, Kitty. Bye, Kitty. Busy.
Ooh, nice slide. Oh, the dogs are freaking out. Oh, boy. Well, that was a quick change. My God, that was cool.
Let's get right to the point. I'm aware of the little tussle you had with Scott Summers.
Little
out in the
tussle?
quad.
No big deal. We were just goofing off.
You can't have a beef with just one of them because they stick together. I'm just concerned for your safety. Interesting thing about those boys there. You actually have something in common with them. They also hate Scott Summers.
Take tractor. Jesus. What kind of message are you delivering?
When you tire of the public persecution of mutants, then he invites you to join in and fight. So I can be a lackey like you. Whatever it is, there's a way out.
Whatever there is, there's a way out. Come on.
Join the X-Men.
Where's Scarlet Witch? Don't know.
Hey, let's do some lunch.
Oh, that was intentional, I bet.
Hey, you used your powers to sink that, and you know it.
Nope.
What?
Nope.
No, I didn't. What's going on?
Gene,
Uh-oh.
I'm afraid an inquiry is in order to determine if Bayville High deserves some of these sports awards. This school has been plagued by disaster. Earthquakes, fires, explosions. You're a menace.
No.
Shit.
No, not
He's
all
already
of
made
us.
a point
You're
that
right. Some of you are
he's gonna
cheats.
vote no.
So,
I have control of my emotions.
and I have a responsibility to keep the normal students out of harm's way.
It's important for them to hear from all sides. We need the voice of a student up there.
Well, I just wish the others would get here.
Yep.
Summers.
Yep.
We have some unfinished business. 4 of us and 4 of you.
Jesus Christ. Oh, this is bad. This is so bad.
This is the real you, isn't it? You're nothing but
Are they finally... Okay. Done now? You done?
Right.
Oh, shit. Oh,
Good evening. Since this is personal, let's keep it personal.
this is interesting.
Now, most of you have children, and you love them for who they are, not for what they can or can't do. You will love them anyway, but people
He's
will
fighting
hate
smart.
them, and people will want to hurt them.
Oh, God. Holy shit. Oh, my God. This is insane. Here's the problem. They need to use their powers because they're using their powers. Like that.
You see? Mutants are not only dangerous,
It was
but
all a
uncontrollable.
plan.
This is what is in store for our school.
My students are exhibiting self-control.
He has to use powers. He has to save those people. Yep. Saved you. You're so lucky.
Let's get out of here.
Now they're getting out of here? Okay. Holy shit, dude. All because of him. Avalanche. It was him. Jesus.
There a funeral I don't know about?
Could say that.
They
Dug
got-
our own graves last night.
Shit.
It doesn't take a genius to know how they voted.
They voted to
Saved
keep
their
them.
lives. Jean inspired them with her sincerity. I realize this is not an easy time for you. You have been chosen to take the first step into this new world. To lead the way. To be a beacon of hope for mutants yet to come.
And there you have it, guys. This was a pretty significant episode in terms of the kids going back to school, because they had to go to school for one day to kind of as a test, and then there was a vote the night of in terms of if they're going to ban mutants from public school, ban them from, Bayville or whatever. And of course, Principal Kelly had a bunch of plans and it completely backfired. Well, it actually didn't backfire like he planned, but it did backfire in terms of not realizing Avalanche just by himself was going to be like destroying shit, the entire parking lot. I mean, yeah, Blob was throwing cars and Toad was being just nasty, but Avalanche was destroying so much crap. It was like insane. So it didn't go the way he planned, but this was a pretty significant episode. So let's talk about the fact that some mutants have actually left. I forget which one they said it was, but there was someone who was taken, and then we saw Jubilee's parents taking her away because now they're exposed, and Professor X's whole thing was, I can protect and keep your children safe as they're learning their abilities, their powers, and unfortunately, he can't really promise that now. Well, things have definitely shifted in terms of the school, so maybe the students who have been taken away can come back, especially Jubilee, because, I mean, come on, I want to see more Jubilee, right? We've barely seen her in the show, but you get what I'm saying. Maybe that can start turning things around, but we'll have to wait and see. But they had to go back to do a test. Now, they're living now in the X Mansion. It's being rebuilt right now, but they're like living underground or something on the X Mansion property. I'm not really sure, but they're like really close quarters or whatever. And there's like a meeting room now that they go to. Not everybody, but some of the older students, the actual primary characters. And that's where they find out they have to go to school to kind of do a test to see how it's going to work and everything. Can't use powers. And they actually don't. Now, I'll get to the whole Kurt thing in a second, because I see his viewpoint, but I also feel like I don't like the direction they're taking that. But I also get it because it is a weird situation with him, but I'll get to it in a second. So I do appreciate that we actually do have our characters, besides Kurt, because of course he's completely, backing away, pretending he's not a mutant. But they all literally stood their ground and did not use their abilities until they had to towards the end at the night, meeting or whatever in the vote. But during the day in school, even though Scott was getting attacked by Duncan, who is just a piece of shit, he pretty much proved that once again with Jean, like, yeah, just because you have your problem, it's all fine. You can like read like test scores and read the answers and figure out what like all this. He's an ass because he said that her mutant ability, her gift, is a problem. So I'm glad that finally she's done with him, because she should have been done with him a lot sooner than this. But anyways, so they actually stood their ground because once, like I was saying, Scott was being attacked by Duncan and two other guys or whatever, he stood his ground. Now, other people started to show up, Rogue and everything, they started to show up and then they backed off and, walked away or whatever. But I'm glad that Scott was able to maintain, because he could have literally just opened his eyes a smidge. But realistically, because those beams have hit other people and it doesn't kill them. I don't think it would kill Duncan or the other two guys if he would have hit them with his, his blast from his eyes. But we don't know. They could have died. But he stood his ground and just kept his eyes shut and was actually fighting back. And it was really cool to see them maintain. Now, the one thing is I actually have this pulled up on my end because I can see the credits paused here. So Spike was the one who was showing a lot of aggression and anger, which makes sense with the character. He definitely has a lot of anger in him. I mean, look at his introduction, where he was basically tricked and was, was he arrested or whatever? But like, he was the one that was being blamed for stealing all this stuff at his school when he was first introduced. So he has a lot of anger in him, and I get his viewpoint because Professor X there, when they're in the little meeting before they go to school to do the test, he literally held up a paper that says there's monsters among us or whatever. Like, they're still calling us monsters after what? It's like, so I get his viewpoint. So we'll get to the whole fight thing and Principal, that's the word, Principal Kelly's kind of plan with Duncan and the Brotherhood. Let's talk about Kurt real quick. So Kurt, his whole viewpoint is that, well, they don't know that I'm the furry guy. They don't know that I'm Nightcrawler, because when there's been images of me out there that's being circulated as a mutant, I'm person unknown, because when I'm at school, I have this identity. I have this, the identity of whatever the thing is called. I know they have it's image reflector or something, but literally it makes him look human. So he's avoiding every conversation. Even his girlfriend came up, it's like, hey, how's it? Like, oh, don't worry, no. Takes her away. Not ready to really reveal. It's like, but you're hiding. It's like, yeah, I know. It's like, but shouldn't you stand with your friends? Another fair point. He should be standing with his friends. I don't like it because I wish Kurt would just... Because even Kitty at the end of the episode said, hey, just show them who they really are. And he's like, not ready for that yet. He did show his powers, so he is revealing he is a mutant, but he's not ready to reveal... I mean, I'm assuming people saw him using his abilities. I mean, literally, the people he saved had to know. But he's not ready to reveal his blue side. I'm glad he helped at the end, but I wish he wouldn't have approached it that way. I also get it too because he's in a weird circumstance where he literally is, hiding himself because he's never been able to do this before, where he can actually look normal in his life. And they didn't identify him when he was, when they shot footage and have images of him fighting the Sentinel. Like, he's the only one they could not identify. So there's that. But I'm glad he worked. I'm just ready for him to reveal himself completely as Nightcrawler at some point. I'm ready for that to be just fully out in the open, all that. I was thinking, like, randomly thinking about something else, because I was really thinking about those kids in the opening, because they were there wearing the mask or whatever, like spray painting stuff. I was like, that's probably been a thing probably for a bit, that there's like people going around and doing that kind of shenanigans and bullshit. So I'm glad that they stopped them, because they were doing like murals of like over exaggerated nonsense of the X-Men. So the final fight. So Principal, not President, Principal Kelly saw that Duncan was fighting with Scott, and then he pulled him aside and said, hey, because he personally invited the Brotherhood to come back. I'm not sure why, but it was really, I was like, why is he doing this? And it makes sense now, because he wanted Duncan and the Brotherhood basically to team up, take on Scott, to prove how dangerous they are, because, he doesn't want any mutants there. So he basically was pulling mutants in to take out other mutants. Essentially, that's what Principal Kelly's plan was. It backfired. Avalanche, of course, is destroying everything in that parking lot. It's insane if he really doesn't have any filter. And he really didn't have any filters in terms of, like, watching his ability. He literally was going over the top with how much he was using his ability to create earthquakes and destroying everything, destruction, all that. He didn't care. He didn't care what was happening. I'm so happy that they found a way to make it work, because I honestly thought there's no way that these people who are witnessing this mutant taking out the parking lot and destroying vehicles and Blob doing whatever, like seeing them doing this, there's no way that our characters, the X-Men, are going to be able to stay in school. There's no way it's going to happen. Turns out, yes, because Professor X's like, well, actually, if you look, my students are actually not using their abilities. They only did because to protect people, because if not, Principal Kelly would have died, because a car was coming right at him. If Kitty wasn't there to use her abilities to phase him through the car, he would have died. He would have died there. There's people that were on the ground that Kurt reluctantly last second saved or whatever and bamfed them out. The car was falling from the sky and slamming down to where they were. So that needed to happen. So I'm glad that we showcased that, and they are allowed to go back. It doesn't mean everything's fixed now, because there are people that are still going to be treating them like crap. It's still going to be a learning process, a learning curve, to deal with the fact that they're in a school now full of people that do not like them. I'm hoping there's going to be a way to maybe a turning point for them. I don't know, but it's kind of crazy. It's kind of hectic what's happening here. So we had a small little kind of B plot where Wolverine's kind of riding out, and he fights a little bit with Colossus, and it doesn't end what I was expecting it to end differently than it did, because I'm like, okay, Colossus is definitely trying to bait him to go somewhere, to some barn or whatever, and they're fighting a little bit, and then it's like, okay, well, I don't have any other choice. And Wolverine's like, yeah, you do. And Claw's like, no, I don't have any other choice. I have to stay with Magneto. Like, I can't join the X-Men, because Wolverine's like, just join the X-Men. Like, whatever hold he has on you, we'll figure it out, because of course Magneto has something probably over him. But Colossus is like, no, I can't. Like, this is the only way, and just walked away. I'm like, I wasn't expecting this fight to end in a really kind of like discussion about how Colossus went from like sending a message from Magneto, like throwing shit at him, at Wolverine, like a tractor and stuff, and then going, actually, no, can't really join the X-Men. It's like, what? But I get it, because Colossus is probably confused. Something's probably going on that we're unaware of in terms of what's being held over him for him joining Magneto. We'll have to wait and see. But, because I honestly was expecting the person pulling up, I was like, is this Sabretooth? Because we've seen Sabretooth ride motorcycles before, but it makes sense, because as soon as you pull up next to him, like, that's not Sabretooth. It's like, okay, so it's Colossus. Interesting choice. I'm waiting to see Gambit again. I'm waiting to see Gambit, because we haven't seen Gambit. Maybe we did see him during the season 3 premiere, or it might have been the season 2 finale. I know we saw him during the season 2 finale, but like I'm trying to remember if we saw him at some point in season 3 yet, like a shot of him or something. But anyways, I'm waiting to see where we go from here, because at least they got another step forward in Professor X making a point to say, look, this is a first step in getting mutants to be a part of society and be a part of something bigger. And the thing is too, like, you're going to help mutants to come to be in this situation. If you're able to succeed and push and showcase mutants can go to public school, mutants can do this and this and this, then that's going to help mutants down the road, in the future. That's going to help them be more accepted in society. You are literally the guinea pig, because you are the test to see if this will work. So I really like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. I'm curious to know what you guys thought about this episode, guys. Whatever thoughts you have, guys, please let me know in the comments below. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.